Humans are the most intelligent creatures in the world, and it's not even close.
We are close to having people living on the moon, while other creatures are at best using sticks to catch food. Because of our intelligence, we all have very complex emotions and many differences in how we act and react to different situations. Because of these differences, it can be hard to pinpoint any single thing as human nature. But one thing that I think is human nature is trying to find something positive in any situation, no matter how hard it would seem to have any hope in. To demonstrate this, I will be using examples from The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, Home by George Saunders, and Lord of the Flies by William Golding. The first example I have of this is from The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Throughout the book, Holden, the main character, struggles to find personal relationships with anyone he talks to and becomes more and more depressed through the book. Although the book mainly focuses on the emotional struggle of Holden and has a primarily negative and depressing vibe to it, it ends on a positive note. It ends with him going with his sister, Phoebe, to the zoo and her riding on a carousel, something he said she has always loved to do. And at that moment, he says, "I was damn near bawling. I felt so damn happy." Although it isn't outright stated, it's obvious he found happiness in his sister. He realizes in this scene that he already had a connection, and even though it isn't the same kind of connection that he's been looking for, it's still something that he can find a positive in. Another example comes from Home, a story by George Saunders. The story is about a war veteran named Mikey returning back to his home and dealing with the stigma that he is given as a veteran. Home is similar to The Catcher in the Rye, as like the book, it focuses on a feeling of loneliness, but it also ends with a more positive and forward-thinking ending. At the end, he becomes very angry with all the stigmatizing that he's been putting up with people thinking that he could explode at any time, like his brother-in-law not allowing him to hold his sister's baby because he's afraid of what could happen, and goes towards his ex-wife's house. It's not outright stated what he's going to do when he gets there, but he seems bitter and angry towards his ex and her husband while on his way there. So it's fair to assume that it might be something violent. But when he gets there, his family, who knew he was heading there, is there. And at first, it looks like he's gonna do what he went to do originally, whether his family is there or not, saying, "You jokers, you nutty fuckers are all God sent to stop me." That is a riot. But after this, his mom falls down and couldn't get up, only getting help up from Ryan, his brother-in-law who he was angry at earlier. For some reason, that helps him see the bigger picture, and quells his thoughts of rage with him saying, "You sent me, so bring me back. Find some way to bring me back, you fuckers, or you are the sorriest bunch of bastards the world has ever known." And the reason he changes his emotions like this is because he finds the hope that he needs at this point. After coming back home, he was treated unfairly by his family, who should have given him help. This made him angry, but after seeing his mom helped by Ryan, and seeing all his family together at the same place, he realizes that even though they aren't currently the most functional family, he has hope that they could save him and help him, after realizing that still they are a family. The examples so far have looked at the human nature as a mostly positive thing, but people are flawed and the human nature will also be flawed then, and that is explored in Lord of the Flies by William Golding. In this book, a group of young schoolboys are abandoned alone on an island, and the book deals with them becoming more animalistic and cruel as time passes. A certain group of kids, the hunters, become less human and more cruel than the other kids do, and steal another kid named Piggy's glasses. And from all the events that have happened before, it is not likely that he'll be able to get them back. Even from their first meeting, he was probably the one who made fun of Piggy the most. That was before any of the hunters had actually gone crazy. At this point, it seems like Jack has abandoned his humanity completely, even killing another kid. And even after all of that, Piggy still believes that he can reason with Jack, saying, "I'm going to him with this conch in my hands. I'm going to say, you're stronger than I am, and you haven't got asthma. You can see, I'm going to say, with both eyes, but I don't ask for my glasses back, not as a favor. I don't ask you to be a sport, I'll say, not because you're strong, but because what's right's right. Give me my glasses, I'm going to say. You got to." But Piggy's nature ends up being his own downfall, as he is killed by the hunters. In the end, what defines human nature is the ability to keep believing that something positive will happen in a negative situation, even if you probably shouldn't, as exemplified in Lord of the Flies, Catcher in the Rye, and Home. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.